Hi guys, today we're doing a video comparing the new next-gen gaming consoles, so the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. I've had both of these consoles now for a number of months and want to give my opinion and thoughts on them. And just a note, I'm just giving my opinion on which one I'd prefer if I had to choose between the two. So in the background I get a lot of people chatting me, asking me which one I think is the best console, so I thought it'd be worth doing this video to give my opinion. Let's initially take a look at the design of the consoles. Looking at the Xbox, it's got a cool minimalistic design and can be placed either horizontally or vertically. It can blend in well into your TV unit setup and doesn't stand out even the slightest. It looks great and I like the simplistic design of it with the grille at the top and some green showing through very subtly. It's a simple, sleek design which I really like. Moving on to the PlayStation 5, they've gone for a more futuristic design. Love it or hate it, it looks very different from previous versions. Initially, when I was unboxing it, I did think it was a bit of a beast in size and something that would stand out considerably on the TV unit. I wasn't too keen on the design at first, but it has grown on me and I do feel it has a ultra cool next-gen design to it. You can lay the console either horizontally or vertically. I've displayed it on my console setup vertically as I think it looks best that way. Moving on to the controllers, first up is the Xbox controller, and design wise they've stuck very close to the original design with the addition of a share button. They've added some texture to the rear grips and the triggers just to provide that additional grip. The controller still takes two AA batteries, which is a surprise as I thought they would have moved over to rechargeable batteries. Now if we look at the PlayStation controller, they really have gone to the next level. They've included a built-in mic together with haptic feedback and adaptive triggers. It's a big jump from the PS4 controller and provides a very different gaming experience. The controller looks really good, and coming in close on the side grips, they've gone that bit further and added the PlayStation symbols on the grip. The adaptive triggers bring a real next-gen feature to the controller, never seen before. And as an example, if you're playing a shooting game, you get the feel of pressing the trigger with the tension that goes behind it. I personally really liked it, but it might not be for everyone. So for example, my daughter didn't like the feel of the trigger while playing Fortnite and just disabled it after 10 minutes. Let's move on to the spec and performance. It's quite interesting seeing the specs side by side, but what it does highlight is that the Xbox has more powerful hardware in terms of GPU and SSD, but storage wise it's a little limited, as once you get a few games installed it will fill up pretty quickly. Perhaps they should have installed two hard disks, one for active gameplay, which is SSD, and another larger one for games not played often. With the Xbox there is an option to expand, but it's not cheap. It'll set you back about £220 or $220 for 1 terabyte. There's no official option for PlayStation at the moment. And on each console you can plug in a normal hard disk, and with a PlayStation you can move off any PS4 games and play off the hard disk, but you can't move any PlayStation 5 games, which is a bit of a shame, but hopefully there should be a proper option to expand in the future. Performance wise, don't see too much into the figures. In terms of gaming, you really won't notice any difference in performance and gameplay, as the consoles will be optimized for the game that's being played. An impressive feature that gives the Xbox an advantage is the quick resume. This feature lets you jump between games without needing to close them or quit and save. You can actually jump straight between games quickly within 5 or 6 seconds after you've closed one game, and you're straight into the next, and it will resume from exactly where you left it. Just a shame the PlayStation doesn't have this feature. Looking at noise levels, both consoles are very silent and give very little noise. However, once the CD is inserted, the noise level does increase, but that's not a surprise as the CD is spinning away in there. But once the CD's obviously installed the game, or it's done what it needs to read off the disc, it's pretty silent. Coming on to the user interface, now this is what you're presented with when you first turned on the console, and looking at the Xbox interface, it hasn't changed and looks the same as the Xbox One. That's not an issue, as it is a good interface, simple to navigate around, and I guess they didn't feel the need to do an update to it. Moving on to the PS5, you're presented with an updated login screen, and once you've signed in, you're given a fresh new interface which is clean, simple and quick to load. Compared to the PS4 interface, the only thing that's really changed here is they've removed the folders option, and that's where you could group certain games into folders. So now you're back to just a list of games on the home screen. Overall, I like the look of it. Now, an interesting topic many people don't discuss is the backwards compatibility on the console. So both consoles support backwards compatibility, but the Xbox goes back further into the Microsoft library of games, and it's not just limited to Xbox One, but supports Xbox 360, Xbox original games. It doesn't include every Xbox game, but the list is really quite impressive. Moving on to the PlayStation 5, it can play just about every PS4 game on the market, but compatibility doesn't go back any further than that, unless you count its PlayStation Now streaming service for PS3 games. Coming on to the games, which is really the main reason why you'd be looking to get a new console. Most games are available cross-platform, like Fortnite, Call of Duty, GTA 5, Assassin's Creed, to name a few, but there are some excellent exclusive titles on each console which you can't get on the other. So for the PlayStation 5, you've got Spider-Man Miles Morales, Demon's Souls, Godfall, and you've got some other titles coming out later in the year like Forbidden West, Gran Turismo 7, God of War 2, to name a few. And on the Xbox, we've got Halo Infinite, Forza Motorsport, Fable, and State of Decay, but no confirmed dates yet for the release of these. So if you were looking to only play a particular game, your choice for which console to go for has already been made. All the games are awesome, but it really depends on which game you want to play. Coming on to subscriptions, and you've got the Game Pass for Xbox and PlayStation Now for PlayStation. This will allow you to unlock hundreds of games instead of buying the games. But to note, the games are only available while you have an active subscription going on. So once the subscription has expired, you won't be able to play the game until you renew the subscription. With the PlayStation Now, it's more of a case of quantity over quality. You get hundreds of PS4, PS5, and even PS2 games to play, but you don't get the latest exclusives to play on release date. And that's where the Game Pass really does have the advantage here, as all the Xbox exclusives are automatically added to the Game Pass on release day instead of having to go out and buy the game. Price wise, it costs £132 in the UK and $180 in the US, depending on where you buy it from. And really that equates to about buying 3 games, so a real bargain. To play online on the PlayStation, they have the PlayStation Plus subscription, and Xbox have their Xbox Live. But interesting point to mention is that if you just want to play Fortnite online and nothing else, you can do this with the PlayStation at no extra cost, as the game is free and there's no requirement to have an active subscription. But on the Xbox, you have to have the Xbox Live membership to play online, which is a bit annoying obviously, but just to note, this doesn't apply for all games. I've just noticed this on Fortnite. Now, in terms of choosing between the two consoles, it really is a tough one. Gaming and performance wise, they're both great consoles, and no matter which one you go for, you won't be disappointed. The choice really does come down to the type of games you enjoy and if there are any exclusive titles locked for the consoles. Another consideration would be if you enjoyed playing online gaming and which games your friends played. But for me personally, the winner has to be the PlayStation 5, because I feel Sony really have taken the console to the next level with the controller, with the adaptive triggers. This doesn't mean I hate the Xbox, but just felt the PlayStation had the edge. I've got both consoles in my home, and me and my family, we all like different games, including some of the console exclusives, hence why I've got both. So there you go. Hope you've liked this video and it's helped to some extent in deciding which console to get. Drop me a comment, let me know which one you would go for. Hang around for the end cards. I'll have a playlist with more next gen console related videos. Drop me a like, as it really does help out the channel. Thanks for viewing, and see you in the next one.